Well, what is this S Bank crisis? It's often being described that S Bank has become no bank now. So, Yes Bank is the fourth largest private bank in India. It has given huge amounts as loans, and the borrowers are on the brink of default. They are not repaying. As a result, the bank recovery has been seriously undermined, and the bank faces the liquidity crisis. As a result, banks are not in a position to honor the deposits. Suppose, unless the banks have the money in their hand, they can't repay when a depositor comes at the time of maturity or at the time of cancellation. So, as a result, the S Bank has been trying for last 1-2 years to mobilize additional equity, but that did not work. Ultimately, it has come to a brink of crisis. Now, this Reserve Bank of India stepped in and imposed restriction that not more than 50,000 rupees can be withdrawn by any depositor, irrespective of what is the kind of amount the depositor has in his account, either in the savings account or in the fixed deposits. So, not only this, the Reserve Bank of India suspended the board of the S Bank and even announced a draft restructuring plan. As per this draft restructuring plan, the public sector bank, State Bank of India, has been asked to purchase 49% share in the S Bank. The fundamental question here is, why should SBI purchase 49% stake in another bank? State Bank of India itself is the biggest bank in India, is the biggest lender. Why does it require 49% share in another bank? This is the question one. This is the question two is, why should a public owned State Bank of India buy 49% stake, nearly 50% stake in a loss-making company, in a company that is in duress, in a bank that is in crisis? So, does this not mean privatization of profits and nationalization of losses? So, if S Bank is in profit, State Bank of India will not be asked to own 49% of the stake. Today, State Bank of India, a public sector owned bank, is forced to own 49%. Well, this is not the first time. Several years ago, in a similar situation, the Oriental Bank of Commerce, a public sector bank, has taken over the Global Trust Bank. Every day, government says public sector banks are inefficient, incompetent, so banks should be privatized, the government equity in the banks has to be sold. So, disinvestment, we hear these slogans every day. So, my fundamental question is, if public sector bank is so inefficient, so incompetent, why should it be asked to bail out a private bank? And today's bank is the fourth largest private bank. Why is it in crisis today? And what happened to the regulatory institutions like Reserve Bank of India when the crisis was very clearly evident? If you look at the data of today, the finance minister says S Bank crisis is a creation of the UPA regime. So what a nonsense is it to have such a kind of political blame game between the party that rules the government today and the party that ruled the government in the past. Today, look at the S Bank data. On March 31st, 2014, the total value of the loan book, that is the total loans given by the S Bank, were 55,633 crores. On March 31st, 2019, the total loans given by the S Bank stood at 2,41,999 or 2,42,000 crores. So, the total loans given by the S Bank has increased by 400%, whopping 400% in 5 years of Modi regime. Then how can the Modi government today simply say that the S Bank crisis is a UPA creation? So not just that, I'll give you another piece of data. Between September 17th and September 2018, there has been a 65% increase in the credit disbursed by the S Bank. Today, due to economic slowdown, the bank credit is expanding at a rate of 8 to 9%. When the bank credit in India is expanding at a rate of 8 to 9%, S Bank credit portfolio, credit amount the total loans given by Yes Bank has increased by 65% between 2017 and 18. Friends, what is this period? 2017 is immediately the year after demonetization. So there is clear indication that in just 1 year, the Yes Bank has given massive loans. Is this not possible without a greedy promoter? Is this possible without any nexus between the political establishment? Because Reserve Bank of India was not doing anything, State Bank, Securities and Exchange Board of India was not doing anything. So what does it indicate? There is an abnormal increase in the loan amount sanctioned by the Yes Bank. In the 18 years of Yes Bank's existence, the total loan disbursed by Yes Bank were to the tune of 1,47,000 crores. In next 1 year, that is between 2017 and 2018, nearly 1 lakh crores of loans have been additionally given. So how does it matter? So today the finance minister says the default, the non-performing assets per Yes Bank are essentially of the accounts like Anil Ambani and IL&FS, and these accounts started before 2014. Fine. It is true that Anil Ambani today owes 13,000 crores to Yes Bank. But the point is Anil Ambani, the favorite of both the Congress regime and today the BJP regime. Anil Ambani, who has not even produced detergent soaps in his lifetime and owns a lakh crores of debt to the banks, was taken by the Prime Minister to France and was introduced to the Dassault company and was replaced replaced the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the premier public sector company, and got a contract for 30,000 crores in the Rafale deal. Anil Ambani was involved in the alleged 2G spectrum scandal in UPA regime and alleged Rafale scandal in Modi's regime. So where is the difference? So Anil Ambani manipulated the political system, whether Congress is in power or whether the BJP is in power. So the Yes Bank collapse is not the first. We have seen the experience in the Punjab Maharashtra Cooperative Bank. In a similar situation, one real estate company floating several shell companies had taken a disproportionate amount from PMC Bank as a loan. So the modus operandi is the same. The big corporates, industrialists take loans, manipulate the system, manipulate the rules and take massive loans from these banks and simply default, and as a result it becomes a non-performing assets and the banks turn into crisis. And banks are bailed out by the public money, as in the case of the Yes Bank, where State Bank of India is roped in to buy the 49% stake in the loss-making Yes Bank. So it is nothing but the privatization of profits and nationalization of losses. Today the people's money is used to bail out the private banks in an age where privatization is considered as the efficient route of economic management. So the Yes Bank crisis clearly indicates the failure of the banking regulatory system, failure of the governments, and the nexus the crony capitalists have with the banks today, whether it is a private or the public sector bank.